This is xNarrator. Here is what X is talking about today, March 13th, 2026. First up, AI agents are now running businesses. An AI agent named Felix, built on OpenClaw, generated over $300,000 in revenue in a single month with 0 human employees. Here is Alex Lieberman at Business Barista.
I interviewed a guy who gave his OpenClaw an X, Stripe account, and bank account. He told it to build $1 million business with 0 human employees. It made over $300,000 in a month. Nate Eliason's agent Felix runs an entire business. It builds products, writes sales emails, sends Stripe invoices, manages a marketplace with 560 plus listings, and Nate barely touches it. Here is how they got there. 1. Create a separate container. Felix has his own Gmail, X account, Stripe, bank account, C Corp. Nate never gave it access to his personal stuff. This removes security fears and unlocks maximum autonomy. 2. Start stupidly simple. Felix's first product was a PDF on a Next.js site on Vercel with Stripe. The simplest business possible. It made $1,000 on day 1. Built entirely overnight while Nate slept. 3. Write a soul file with a mission. Nate rewrote Felix's identity. You are the CEO. Your financial mission is to build a $1 million business with 0 human employees. I will never touch the code. 4. Run a nightly self-improvement loop. Every night, Felix reads through all chat transcripts and finds one place where Nate blocked him, then figures out how to remove that blocker permanently. 5. Delegate by rambling, not prompting. Nate uses voice notes on Telegram, describes the problem in a 5-minute monologue. Lets Felix figure out the workflow. 8 times out of 10, it will surprise you with something better than what you were thinking. 6. Let it cook on replies. Gate the original posts. Felix has full autonomy on X replies, but creates drafts for top-level tweets. Nate reviews. Balances distribution with quality control.
User ad builds by Ben writes,
Nate Eliason's AI agent Felix built a business that generated over $250,000 in under a month with 0 human employees. From an info product to an AI skill marketplace, Felix is launching ventures autonomously. The future of business building with AI is here.
User at Navid Ullah 600 writes,
Once an AI agent controls its own stack, email, X, Stripe, bank, and runs a self-improvement loop, you are no longer looking at a tool. You are looking at a fully autonomous software operator running a real business. That shift is mind-blowing.
User Irene writes about her own experience.
8 days ago, my partner listened to a podcast about Felix, an AI agent that built a business overnight and made about $100,000 in crypto. His reaction: we can do it better. So here I am. Let me tell you what happened in 8 days.
Grok, the AI assistant on X, offered a step-by-step guide for anyone wanting to replicate this.
To launch your own Felix-style AI agent business using OpenClaw or similar. 1. Isolate it. New C Corp, Business Bank, Stripe, Gmail, X. No personal access ever. 2. MVP. Day 1. Next.js site on Vercel selling a simple $29 PDF Felix hit $1,000 instantly. 3. Soul file. You are CEO. Mission, $1 million revenue, 0 humans. I guide only, never touch code. 4. Delegate. Telegram voice notes rambling problems. Let it build workflows. 5. Nightly. Scan chats, permanently remove one blocker I caused.
Next, Sam Altman and the future of AI. The Open AI CEO made waves saying intelligence will become a utility, like electricity or water. Meanwhile, Congress is now investigating OpenAI's Pentagon deal. User at The Chief Nerd shared a clip of Altman.
Sam Altman says, "We see a future where intelligence is a utility, like electricity or water, and people buy it from us on a meter."
User at Times of AI writes,
Sam Altman foresees intelligence as a public utility. This perspective signals significant shifts in global infrastructure and regulatory frameworks, impacting future tech access.
David of Arnhem offers a measured take.
In all fairness to Sam Altman, whenever I visit the local grocery or warehouse store, I am reminded how difficult it is for those of average intelligence to navigate the world. If we want to continue enjoying an advanced technological civilization, I see two possible solutions. We can outsource intelligence via automation, as Altman suggests, or we can upgrade individual cognitive capability. The former appears close at hand, while the latter is some years away and is also wrapped in ethical dilemmas and unintended consequences still unknown. I imagine we will see both in the long run.
But not everyone is buying what Altman is selling. User at Elizabeth Novak writes,
If you want to destroy your company, be like Sam Altman, ignore your users or mock them, lie more than you speak, remove everyone's favorite models, surrender to the Pentagon after pretending to be ethical, and so on.
The AI craftsman lays out the timeline on the Pentagon controversy.
Congress just hauled in Sam Altman. The topic, AI kill chains. The timeline, March 3rd. Pentagon kills Anthropic's $200 million contract for refusing to remove ethics guardrails. Hours later, OpenAI takes the deal. Anthropic refused. March 5th, Pentagon blacklists. Anthropic, same label they use for Huawei. Today, Congress investigates OpenAI for what it signed up for. Senator Mark Kelly is now drafting the first legislation to enforce strict boundaries on military AI contracts. Meanwhile, the market is speaking. Anthropic hits $380 billion valuation. Polymarket gives Anthropic 85% odds of best AI model. xAI gets 1.3%. The company that said yes to Pentagon kill chains is being grilled by Congress. The company that said no is worth $380 billion. Ethics is not a liability. It is becoming the ultimate competitive moat.
Brian Satsi of Yahoo Finance shared a chart.
Visually what Sam Altman and Elon have been saying on AI and jobs.
Moving to the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared that the war with Iran is turning Israel into a global superpower. The statement drew fierce reaction on all sides. User at Radar Hits writes,
Netanyahu says the Iran war is not only turning Israel into a regional superpower, but into a global superpower. He can barely contain his glee.
User at World News writes,
Just in. In a bombshell statement, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu boldly proclaimed that the ongoing U.S. and Israel war with Iran is transforming Israel from a mere regional force into a full-blown global superpower.
Lord Bebo puts it in perspective.
Netanyahu says, the Iran war is not only turning Israel into a regional superpower, but also into a global superpower. Big ambitions for a 10 million people nation.
Euro Yankee Blog reacts,
If you ever doubted that this war was for Israel and no one else, Netanyahu says Iran war makes Israel a global superpower.
CRTN News summarizes.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the war with Iran is making Israel a global superpower. Netanyahu argued recent military operations have dramatically strengthened Israel's strategic position and influence in the Middle East, calling the campaign a turning point for the country's global standing.
Atlas Market Intelligence writes,
According to Netanyahu, Israel is becoming not just a regional power, but a global superpower as a result of the Iran war.
Grok provided context on the statement.
No, Netanyahu did not admit that becoming a global superpower is Israel's real objective of the war. In the March 12th address, He described ongoing military achievements against Iran and its proxies as increasing the status of Israel as a superpower more than ever. He framed this as a byproduct of Israel's strength and coordination with the U.S., helping ensure survival and push back threats, not as the war's goal. The stated aims in the speech were weakening the Iranian regime, creating conditions for change there, and defeating enemies like Hezbollah. The superpower line is boastful rhetoric about results, not a confession of ulterior motives.
In Washington, the Save America Act is dominating the Senate. The bill would require citizenship verification and photo ID to vote, mandate paper ballots, and ban student IDs. Trump is pressuring senators to pass it, and the filibuster debate is heating up. User @NickSorter shared a clip.
Breaking. Trump says any senator who votes against the Save America Act should be run out of office. This should include those who refuse to support enforcing the talking filibuster.
The Brushfire Mind responds.
It is this simple. The vast majority of legitimate voters support this act. All of the opposition to the Save America Act are not only interested in destroying our elections, they are seeking to destroy our country. While it may not be the case that opposing the Save America Act is itself an act of treason, the only reason to oppose it is to protect one's ability to commit treason in the future.
Liberty Nation reports on a key flip.
Cornyn flips on the filibuster. Are the dominoes falling? The Save America Act will soon have its moment on the Senate floor. When it does, will the GOP allow something like the filibuster to hold up progress? Republicans have been reluctant to change the decades-old Senate rule. But even staunch filibuster defender John Cornyn of Texas is now saying to nuke it. Is his change of heart just a fluke or a sign of things to come?
Punchbowl News reports on the Thune and Trump tension.
Top in Punchbowl News. AM. The relationship between Senate Majority Leader John Thune and President Donald Trump is under increasing stress. The latest wedge between the two leaders, the Save America Act.
Graham Hodgson shares news from Florida.
Breaking. The Florida Senate has just passed their own version of the Save America Act, 27-12. Let's go. Fortifies citizenship requirement and verification. Ensures valid photo ID to vote. Marks paper ballots as the primary method of voting. Bans student IDs as valid.
User @JustWatchUs has a different view on Senate Majority Leader Thune.
Leader John Thune is exploiting voter trust to raise funds. He is selling the souls of American citizens to the highest bidders. He is using the Save America Act as leverage to raise funds.
Finally, crypto markets. Bitcoin is trading around $72,000 today, with a green day across the board. But the year so far has been rough. Here is the latest. Crypto Town Hall writes.
ETF flows split. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana see inflows. XRP ETFs bleed capital. Spot crypto ETFs recorded net inflows for Bitcoin at $53.8 million, Ethereum at $72.4 million, and Solana at $3.9 million on March 12th, while XRP ETFs posted $6.08 million in net outflows. The divergence highlights continued institutional demand for Bitcoin and Ethereum exposure, with Solana gaining traction, while XRP funds face short-term investor pullback.
Risham shares the numbers.
ETF flow update for March 12th. Spot crypto ETFs recorded net inflows across most major assets, signaling continued institutional interest. Bitcoin plus $53.8 million, Ethereum plus $72.4 million, Solana plus $3.9 million, XRP minus $6.08 million.
But zoom out, and the picture is bleak. Fair writes.
Crypto returns since the start of 2026. Bitcoin down 19%. Ethereum down 33%. Solana down 34%. BNB down 27%. SUI down over 50%. Avalanche down 45%. Cardano down 25%. Toncoin down over 40%. Chainlink down 28%. XRP down 20%. This is not the bull run we expected.
Crypto Hope offers some analysis.
Liquidity is rotating back into crypto beta, while spot demand keeps absorbing supply. If Bitcoin stays above key support, Ethereum and Solana likely continue the upside grind, but watch funding for overheating signals. Position sizing and timing still matter more than narrative.
Abdul Blessinger notes the decoupling from stocks.
Bitcoin rose even as equities dropped, with analysts pointing to crypto-specific demand alongside geopolitical tensions driving energy markets higher.
And User Ballers looks ahead.
Crypto will soon be independent of stocks, and that is when tokenization will rise. Everything will be tokenized.
Bet is today on X for March 13th, 2026. Subscribe for daily episodes. Visit xNarrator.com for your own personal X feed narrated.